Okay, there we go, yes. So even though we don't know what this function is, we do know that all of this looks like it's in factored form, right? And what do we know about factored form? What does factored form show us, or what does it make it easy to find? It's not the vertex, because remember, that's vertex form. There we go. It's the x, oops, hold on. It is the x-intercepts. Okay? So all of these factors kind of allow us to see what the x-intercepts are. So for example, let's just take a look at the first one, at example A. In example A, I have three factors. I have x minus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. What are the x-intercepts that correspond to these three factors? It has three x-intercepts. What would they be? Good. It would be positive 1, negative 2, and negative 3. Okay? So remember that factored form, even if you don't, if we, like, this is a weird, crazy looking kind of function, that's not the point, because we know how to look for x-intercepts, right? No matter what type of crazy graph you have, you can always find the x-intercept. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to take a look at my graph, and what do you guys see? Shout it out or write it in the chat. What are the x-intercepts? Good. We've got negative 2. We've got negative 3. And we've got positive 1. So far we're matching to answer choice A, correct? So far so good, right? However, there's one last thing that we always have to keep in mind, and that is the direction of the graph. Now, all functions in the world, every function in the world can have two different directions. For example, with linear functions, we can have positive slope and we can have negative slope. Which of those is positive and which of those is negative? Good. Left is positive, right is negative. Two different directions, right? Same thing goes for quadratic functions. With quadratic functions, we can have opening upwards and opening downwards. Which of these is positive and which of these is negative? Good. Again, on the left I have positive, and on the right I have negative. So the same thing goes for this crazy looking function. This is, in case you're wondering, because you will learn this eventually, you're going to learn this in Algebra 2, but this is called a cubic function. Cubic functions can be positive or they can be negative. So for example, I've got two examples here I'm going to show you. Based on what you know, based on what all of you know about functions so far, what do you think? Which one is positive? Which of these is positive and which of those is negative? Yeah, the first one looks positive because, remember, we read things from left to right. So what's happening here? It goes up, then it goes down, and then eventually it goes back up and it stays that way. It's going to stay going up. Whereas so this one's positive because it stays going up. Whereas the other one, what happens? It starts by going down, then it goes up for a little bit, and then it goes down and it stays going down for a long time. So for that reason, this one is negative. Now, what about the one we have in our graph? Is that one positive or is that one negative? Good. This one is definitely positive. Okay. So is answer choice A correct? Yeah, answer choice A is correct. Which other one might have been correct, or which of these other options has the right x-intercepts but goes the opposite way? Good, C. C has all the right x-intercepts. This one's x equals +1, x equals -2, and x equals -3. Those were all correct. However, C had that negative in the front, which tells me that this is a negative function. But I was looking for the positive one. So those are the two things you look for. The first thing is identify the correct x-intercepts, and then make sure you have either a positive graph or a negative graph. Let's do a couple more. Now these look crazy, don't they? So these are not cubic functions, these are quartic. Again, doesn't matter. Quartic functions. They look like wavelengths. Yeah, nice connection. Where have you learned about wavelengths? Physical science? Bio a little bit? Cool. So yeah, these are a little bit like that, but they're also more similar. What they're kind of similar to is another type of function that starts with a q, which you guys know about. What is it? What's the function that we do know about that starts with a q? Quadratic. They're similar to quadratics. Remember, with quadratics, I mean, I'm not saying they're exactly the same, but they are similar. With quadratics, you can either open up or open downward. Same thing goes with these. Look at answer choice A. Answer choice A, is that similar to a positive parabola, or is it closer to a negative parabola in answer choice A? Yeah. Answer choice A kind of comes down. It takes a little bit of a detour, but the basic shape of it is that it comes down and then it comes back up. So it's opening upward. You can also think about it like, even though there's no arrows in this example, there would be arrows in these places. Okay, so A and B would both technically be positive, whereas C and D would each be negative. So which answer choices can I eliminate based on the function k of x? Good, A and B are out because I know it's going to be negative. So now I can look at the x-intercepts. What do these all correspond to? What are my x-intercepts going to be? Two, okay, good. Remember, it switches the sign. So this one's +2, +3, -2. And what about that lonely x out in the front? It has to equal something. Not 1. Zero. Yeah, that one is equal to 0 when it's lonely out in the front. Because remember, all of those things, and I'm about to show you why. The reason for that is because remember what we really did. What we really did was I did x minus 2 equals 0. X minus 3 equals 0. X plus 2 equals 0. Well, the same thing goes for this lonely x. X equals 0. It's just that on all the other ones, I had to solve for x, and that's how I got +2, +3, and -2. So whenever there's a lonely x in the front, that's just x equals 0. All right, now I've got all my x-intercepts, and then now we just got to match them up. Let's see if it works out for us. +2, 0, -2, and +3. Yeah, it's answer choice D. Does anyone want to explain that one more time, or how do we feel about that? Nice job, Jalen. Let me see if I have another one. Okay, this one is kind of similar, but we're doing it backwards. So this one says the graph of a quadratic function, we know it's quadratic, that's important, intersects the x-axis at -3 and +5. What is the possible equation for f of x? So what do we know? We know it crosses the x-axis. So these are my what? My zeros, my x-intercepts, exactly. Since I know those are my x-intercepts, what form can I write the equation in that will be easy for me to write right now? Good, we're gonna go to factored form. And what's the only thing we have to remember? When we write things in factored form, if I have a -3 and a +5, what's gonna happen? Yeah, it's gonna be the opposite. So instead I'm gonna get x plus 3 and x minus 5. And that's basically it. Now, I can leave it in factored form. It doesn't tell you what form it wants it in. So I could leave it in factored form, or if you just feel like it, you can put it into standard form. If you needed to put it into standard form, what would you have to do? Yeah, you can have both. But how do I go to standard form? Good, Tyrone, we're gonna FOIL. Remember, factoring is the opposite of FOILing. So when you FOIL, you get x squared minus 5x plus 3x minus 15. So finally, I would get x squared minus 2x minus 15. Either one, I mean, if the question was like, write your answer in standard form, you would obviously write it in standard form. But it doesn't tell you which form it has to be in, so it doesn't matter. You can do it either way. All right, so that is that on that. That's basically it, okay? All you have to remember for this type of question, if it comes up, is that the factors are all of the x-intercepts, so you just basically play a little bit of a game of match. Do I have any final questions on this standard, APR 2.3? You understand? I think there's a couple questions on the homework, so that'll be more chance to practice. Does everyone else understand? I'm gonna take that as a yes if I have no comments. A little. Try it out on the homework. It's the type of question that's just easier the more you practice. So try it out on the homework tonight when you get to it. APR 2.3 is what it's called. And if you still have questions, you know that you can leave me a little note or come with questions on Saturday and Sunday, okay? All right. Now we're kind of doing, today's kind of like a mosh posh of everything because I kind of left everything, whatever's left is all going on today. So it's kind of gonna switch gears left and right. There's gonna be a lot of different things, but it's all good. All right, so let's say we get to this. It's actually really good that we're doing it this way because on a test, everything is mixed around, right? Like you're not going to have all the same type of questions back to back. It's going to be completely different questions from one to the next. So it's good to practice that. So here's one. Which graph represents this equation? First of all, what type of graph am I looking at? What type of function? Good, Jalen. This is linear. Now, what do I do with this information? What do I have? What type of form is this written in? It's linear, but what form? Okay, no, it's not factored. It's not, we already know it's linear, so it's not quadratic, but what form is it in? There's 3 different forms when you're talking about linear functions. I still haven't heard any forms yet from anyone. Thank you, Emily. This is standard form. Let's review that really quickly. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. So this one's definitely in standard form. What's another type of form for linear functions? Let's just review all 3 of them right now. What's another form? Hello, where is everyone? There's standard form. What else is there? Come on.
Vertex form.
But that's quadratic. We're not talking about quadratics. We're talking about linear.
Oh, linear. There's
Slope what?
Slope form.
Slope intercept form. And what does that look like?
Y equals mx plus b.
Good. There's one more that we don't really talk about too much, but let's see if anyone remembers it.
I forgot.
That's okay. Starts with a P. Point slope. Good. And that one is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay. So there's 3 forms. Glad that we kind of went over that because we got to make sure we know what it is. In this case, we definitely have standard form. Now, does standard form tell me anything useful? Do I know anything right off the bat? I don't. I know nothing. But what can I do to this equation to help me make it make a little more sense? Good, Emily. Why am I adding 3x? What's your goal? What does that help us to do? We're trying to get it into y equals mx plus b. Remember, slope-intercept form is the best form ever because it tells you everything you need to know. It tells you the slope and the y-intercept. So when you have a standard form equation like this one's standard, what you want to do is turn it into slope-intercept form. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So we start by adding 3x, which leaves us with 5y equals 3x minus 15. What do I do now?
You divide by 5 because you need a y by itself.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, and then what does that leave me with?
0.6.
So you can keep it, I want to keep it as a fraction because remember that slope is rise over run, okay? So if we keep it as a fraction, it's actually more useful that way. So even though, yes, it's 0.6.
Yeah, I said 0.6 just to sound smarter, to be honest.
Okay, well, it's the same thing as 3/5 x
Yeah.
minus 3. We divide by 5. Okay, so now what do I know about this function? I know that the slope is what? What's this? Now that I have it in slope-intercept form, my slope I know is 3/5.
Yep.
And my y-intercept?
Yeah, the y-intercept 3.
Negative 3.
Negative 3, meaning that it stands B.
And it's going to be answer choice B, exactly, because we know that, first of all, it's definitely not C and it's definitely not D, because those have the wrong y-intercept. And then I know the slope is positive, so it's definitely going to be B and not A. Okay. And Jalen's asking a really good question. Yes. So the reason I was asking you guys what to do is because I wanted to see if you knew both strategies. There's actually 2 strategies that you can use. What we did helps you to find the slope and the y-intercept. Jalen is suggesting, okay, can you make the y 0 and the x 0 and then find the x and the y-intercepts? For sure. Yeah, you can do it that way too. So very quickly, Jalen, I'm going to do it your way. And you'll see that we get the same answer. We'll get the same exact answer. So let's look at it. So strategy number 2 is to find the x and y intercepts. So first thing, I can turn y into 0. 5 times 0 is 0, so that crosses out, and I'm left with negative 3x equals negative 15. And then I divide by negative 3. Negative 15 divided by negative 3 is positive 5. So I know that the x-intercept is 5, positive 5. So for example, that matches. And actually, right away, that's the only one that matches. So right away, you can get your answer. But to just finish it out, we can do now, instead of the y being 0, I'm going to make the x 0. So which means that crosses out. And you get 5y equals negative 15. You divide both sides by 5 and you get negative 3, which is the case here too. All right, so yes, both strategies work. Whichever one you prefer, you can choose your own journey, do it your own way, but it's good to know both ways. Okay, so do I have any questions on strategy number 1 or strategy number 2? I know you are, Perla, and I'm so excited. I know you guys are going to ace this. You guys are all going to pass, and I'm not worried at all. All right, here's another one. These are my favorite. These are like the best questions because it's just like a game of match. We're going to match up the correct graph. Function P is y equals ax squared plus c. And yes, Tyrone, it is definitely quadratic. If the values a and c are both less than 0, which graph could represent P? So we don't know much about it, but we do know that A and C are both less than 0. So what type of number does it have to be if it's less than 0? Negative, exactly. It's a negative number. So they're basically telling us that A is negative and C is also negative. Now, what does that mean? What do the A and the C tell us about the graph? Starting with C. C is the what? The y-intercept. Good. So if C is negative, it has to have a negative y-intercept. Now, which of these answer choices can I eliminate? A is out and D is out. Awesome. C and D are still in. Both of these have a negative y-intercept. Well, we also know that the A has to be negative. What does A tell us about the function?
The way it's gonna face? No. Yeah?
What were you saying? Say it again?
Oh, I'm probably wrong. I said the way it's gonna face.
No, you're right. And Jalen said it too. It opens, we know that it opens downward, which means that the only one that can fit the bill is answer choice C. If A is negative, so a negative A means it goes downward, and then a negative C means that the y-intercept is negative. Nice job, Jalen. Questions on that one? Nope.
No.
Feeling good, feeling good. All right. Here's another one similar, but this time we actually have the whole function written down. Okay, so we have f of x equals 4x squared minus 8x plus 7. Now, these are a little bit hard to see. I'm going to highlight them a little bit because they're sort of faint. And while I do that, see if you can think of a strategy to help you figure out the correct answer.
Miss Lopez, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't we divide by 4 first to get like the actual equation, I guess you would say, because it has a coefficient of 4 or just.
So the only time that you ever want to do that is if everything is divisible by 4. So does everything divide by 4? No, because the 7 does not divide by 4. So we can't actually do that. But I'm seeing a couple of things in the chat. So I'm seeing Jalen says to use the vertex formula. That might be a good strategy if we need to figure out the vertex. And what else can I possibly use to help me find the right answer? You always want to think, because there are different strategies, but you always want to think what's going to be the easiest thing that I can just like use to eliminate answer choices. I haven't seen it yet. Okay, Jalen. Hilarious. Because you guys are not wrong. I could find the x-intercept, I could find the vertex, and that would help me out. But there's one thing that's easier to find than the x-intercepts or the vertex. Yeah, Emily's got it. The y-intercept, because it's right there. We don't have to do any math to find it. And it's going to help us eliminate some answers. So, y-intercept is? It's 7. Good. That's our y-intercept. Positive 7. So let's actually, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see better. Can I eliminate A?
Yes.
A is out. How about B?
Yes.
B is definitely out.
C.
C?
Yes.
C crosses, I know it's hard to see. Let me.
Wait. Let me see. No. Never mind.
C looks like it does cross at the correct spot. What about D?
Yeah, definitely. D is not it.
D is not it. Okay, by zooming in, I could tell that that's not quite on the right place. And
Why
I
do
was
I
able to get
feel?
my answer.
Why do I feel like I'm analyzing a touchdown to see if it was actually?
You know what? That's actually very similar. It's very similar.
Was
That's
it
funny.
in? Was it in the end zone?
That's actually maybe because that if that helps you out to connect the dots, then use that. That's good. That's funny. All right. So any questions on this one? Look how easy that was. All we needed to use was the y-intercept. I didn't have to do any math.
Wait, Miss Lopez.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL referees would choose D.
It's because they're all corrupt. We know that.
Miss Lopez, you know we're all overthinkers. You know how long it would have taken us to do this.
It would have taken you probably would have still gotten the right answer, because if you tried to find the vertex, that wouldn't be wrong. That's still a strategy you could use. It just would have taken you a lot longer, because now you got to do all this math, right? 8 over 2
Miss, I was
times
thinking
4.
something.
8 over 8, that's 1. And then you would have to plug that back in, and it would have been a whole lot of work.
Miss, can I tell you a thought that I had? Because I
Mhm.
was overthinking, I think. I was like, it was just a random thought, like a shower thought, let's say, which I didn't get in the shower. But still, if you do negative b over 2a, right?
Mhm.
Like, in the end, it's gonna be flipped again. So why do we do the negative? Because let's say it was already a negative, the number, right?
Mhm.
And then we do another negative, that's gonna be a positive. But then, and the equation, like when we put it in the vertex form, it's gonna become a negative again. And then it's gonna be a positive. So that doesn't, I don't know.
Wait till algebra 2. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, no, it is a little weird when there's like the negatives built in.
Miss Lopez, what are you going to do next year?
What are you going to do next year, or what am I going to do next year?
What are you going to do next year?
I'm going to go to medical school next year. I'm leaving Miami probably, which makes me sad. I'm going to miss the hot weather.
I thought you were I thought you were staying in Miami. You're gonna leave the school.
Well, it depends. I applied to the University of Miami, but I haven't heard back from them yet. So if I get into UM, maybe I'll go, but I don't know yet. It all depends.
I want you to go. I want UM to accept.
Yeah, well, send them good thoughts, because I haven't heard anything from them yet, so we'll see. They have to interview me first. But anyways, so here we go. Next one. So now we're already on a different topic completely. See, I picked all the random ones for last. Select all the tables in which y value changes at a constant rate per x interval. Constant rate. What type of function is this asking about? Linear? Quadratic?
Linear.
Exponential? Good.
Linear.
Linear, 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 linear. How do I figure out which ones are linear?
Easy. Just see the constant rate.
Yeah. Check out, look at the pattern, find the pattern, and make sure that what type of pattern does it have to be? What type of operation has to be going on between one and the next?
Addition or subtraction?
Good.
I'm stealing Perla's answers.
Addition or subtraction, okay? So take a look, take about a minute, and if you see one that you know is linear, let me know.
You guys ever chew on something you shouldn't be chewing on?
A and D. What is A? What is the rate for A? The rate of change?
0.5.
0.5. It adds 0.5. Okay, and D, A, B, C, D. D is subtracting by 3. Minus 3, minus 3, minus 3, minus 3.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so that one, definitely both of those are linear. What about the rest of them? Are there anything that look like they might be and it's just there to throw you off?
C.
Yeah, what's C doing that looks good at
Multiplying by
first?
2.
Yeah, C is multiplying by 2, and that is not what we want. So this is multiplication. This is not linear. What is it?
Expo.
Yeah, that one's exponential. And what about B?
But B is also sus. Definitely sus.
Definitely sus. I want to see if anyone can figure out the pattern though.
It's basically just multiplying by its x by the x, like x, but it's basically just multiplying itself.
Yeah. The B, what it's doing is it's taking x to the power of 2. So 1 to the power of 2 is 1, 2 to the power of 2 is 4, 3 to the power of 2 is 9, and so on. So what's that one? If it's not exponential, what's that one? Anyone? Yeah, it's quadratic. Nice. Definitely quadratic. Okay. Can anyone figure out what the last one is doing? I want to see if anyone got it.
The last one, it's exponents, if I'm correct.
It's similar, but what's the exponent now?
Then it's on x.
And what is so for example,
Like
2 to the power of what is 8?
2 to the power of 2. Oh no, 3.
3, yeah. So this is x to the power of 3. X to the power of 3. X to the power of 3. Would anyone like to take a guess as to what that's called?
Function. I believe function. Maybe.
It's a type of function.
I don't know.
X to the power of 2 is quadratic. So B was quadratic. D is taking x to the power of 3.
Cubed.
Yes. Nice.
I keep stealing them answers.
It's
Now
cubic.
everybody wants to steal my answer. I am a victim.
I know. You're a victim of
yes. Give me them answers. Oh.
All right. Well, I'm glad that we went through that because it's kind of nice to know what each of them is, even if they're not linear. So there you go. All righty, moving right along. Same idea. Which of these is linear? But now we've got word problems. So who can remind me, what do we look for that are not linear? Percents. What else?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. Doubles. Good. So doubles, triples, quadruples, those are all multiplication words. So take a look and let me know. So we can eliminate, what's Tyrone saying? Eliminate B, good. B is out, we've got a percentage. What else can I eliminate? Tyrone says
you go eliminate C.
C? What does C have?
No, never mind.
What's wrong with C, I mean?
Never mind.
Yeah, C is actually fine. C is definitely linear if you think about it. It's just flying, it's doing its thing, and then it descends at a constant rate, 20 feet per minute. No percentages, no multiplication words. We're good with that.
Probably
What's wrong with the last one, by the way? I didn't ask before. Yeah, we've got the
doubles.
that word here, doubles. So that one's multiplying. Yeah, all the rest are good to go. All the rest, don't be fooled. There's no multiplication going on there. They're just either adding at a certain amount or they're subtracting a certain amount.
I have problems with word problems.
Word problems are definitely sometimes the hardest ones, but we've been working a lot. Perla, I was literally about to say the same thing. Stop, drop, and roll. All right, we're getting right through this, guys. If we have extra time at the end, then that's a good thing because we can do some other stuff. Anyone want to read this one?
I'm bad at reading. No.
Can I read?
Go ahead, Perla. Yes,
I
go.
haven't spoken the whole class.
That was
So
your
I
choice.
deserve this. I wow, Ms. Lopez, you're supposed to support me. Okay, let me start reading.
Go ahead.
To calculate the charge for a load of bricks, including delivery, the Pine Ridge Brick Company uses the function C of B equals 0.42b plus 25, where C is the charge and B is the number of bricks. What is the meaning of the coefficient B?
All right. What type of function is it? What type of function?
Linear.
Linear. It looks like someone got some water for Tyrone because he is no longer on fire.
Oh, because I didn't answer that one.
All right, so yes, it is linear. And it's asking us what is the meaning of the coefficient B. Now, B, if this was a linear
B
function.
is any number.
B can be any number, that's right. But the letter B, if this was a normal linear function, what variable would that actually be?
X.
Yeah, B would be my X, right? So the coefficient of B, 0.42, what is that representing?
That's the rate.
The rate
of
of
X.
change.
The rate of X. The rate
Perfect.
of change of X.
Rate
Yeah, now
of
I'm gonna piss off Tyrone like I did before.
Oh,
Oh, Tyrone's already made. Oh, what
oh,
you gonna
guys,
do?
I don't want you fighting. Friendly competition
Hey,
is good.
wait. You don't want us fighting. I fight
Hey,
with Tyrone
fun
every
fact.
day, and I get mad at him every single day. Every hour of school, miss. I have
I'm gonna
to
make him more. I'm gonna make him
every
more
day,
mad.
getting mad?
especially in opposite.
I'm gonna get.
Especially in opposite. He likes to get me mad.
Oh, what is
I don't know
Tyrone
how to
doing?
contain
He's
myself anymore.
sad. He's
Okay,
sad now.
okay.
He's so sad.
Oh, do I need to come in there and figure something out for you?
No.
Tyrone, I'll donate to your fund.
Don't donate to Tyrone.
Wait, can I say something? Can I say something?
Why you always lying?
Hey, Tyrone, the Y.
Lying.
Tyrone, the Y starts in 25. What you gonna do now, huh? I answered the whole question.
Everybody leave me alone. This is
You
bullying.
guys are so rude.
Jalen, did you really unmute to just say?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he didn't want to unmute to answer any of the questions, but he unmuted
Why
to
you
say.
always lying? Why you
Y'all are
always
too much.
lying?
All right, back to this. Back to my algebra problem. All right, my rate of change is 0.42. What answer choices can I eliminate? Since I know that this is a rate. What can I eliminate?
B and C.
B and C, because what keyword did we need to have?
Per.
Per. Yeah.
I'm
Per
stealing
is
answers
good.
again.
All right, now let's think about what actually is this rate of change. We know that B is the number of bricks. Number of bricks.
I like
and
eating bricks.
C is the charge. So if B is the number of bricks, then this is going to be 0.42 something per brick.
It's D.
Yeah,
Wait.
so it's D. It's the cost
D.
per brick.
Miss A is asking for like the y-intercept are basically 25, right?
Which one? A?
Yeah, A.
Yeah, it seems
Oh.
like.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, it seems like 25 would be the delivery charge because that's kind of like the
Yeah.
added amount that you pay an extra. Yeah.
Can someone get me some bricks to eat?
Alejandro, every day I get more and more concerned that you might be a robot.
How did I pass that recaptcha test, huh?
I don't know. They're getting smarter and smarter every day, those robots. Have you guys seen the dog ones? They're really scary.
Miss,
They kind of
have you
look like a
watched
dog.
Chappie?
No, I haven't.
You should watch it. It still scares me to this day. I'm kind of scared of
Yeah,
Chappie.
I'd be a little bit afraid. I don't think I want to know too much.
It's on Netflix.
What is it called?
It's like very sentimental. Chappie. Chappie.
Chappie.
Wait, it's on Netflix? I watched that movie. I watched it when I was like 10 or 9.
It
Maybe
kind of
7.
scared me,
All right.
to be honest.
Guys, we're so close to finishing. Let's finish. Who wants to read this one? Tyrone, go ahead.
Kim purchases a car for $27,000. She is given a table showing the data representing the expected. What is that?
Sound it out. It's almost like
Depreciation
Mhm.
of the car. What percent of depreciation was used?
Okay. Depreciation kind of sounds like what?
Appreciation.
Yeah, but it's the opposite, right? So it goes.
Right.
Is it going to be going up? Is it going down? What is it?
Decreasing.
It goes
Decreasing.
down.
This
I-
is telling us it's going down. Yeah.
I depreciate you guys. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so it goes down, and it's asking what percent of depreciation is used. So what do I know? What type of function is this going to be?
Percentage.
Yeah, but what type of function is that? It has a name.
Expo.
This is exponential.
Exponent. Because it's obviously not constant.
Yeah, yeah. But how do I figure out the percent that it's depreciating? Do I have
Mm,
any takers on that?
Y2 minus y1 over x2 over x1.
That would be great if I had a linear function.
Yeah, you said take the
just get their
I get it though.
It's actually easier than that.
like
even.
compare them.
By
compare-
doing what? Yeah, we gotta figure. We're trying to figure out what is this being multiplied by, right?
Yes.
Oh, don't we like divide it or something?
Yeah, we're gonna divide. We're gonna do the opposite because that helps you figure out what it is. So go from the bottom up. Start down here and divide 18,515 divided by 20,346. What do you get?
Open calculator. Definitely not a cheating. Definitely gonna seem like I
Why
got
you
the answer
always lying?
myself.
Why you always lying?
I did this on paper. It's 1.098892789630003.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you right there because that's definitely not right. Try it again.
Ms.
Eight.
Lopez, I think my calculator is broken. I got 7 trillion, 1 million,
Guys,
560.
18,515 divided by 20.
Oh, I divided
346.
the other way.
Divide. You always want to go backwards because going backwards tells you the correct thing going forwards.
I got 0.91.
There you go. 0.91.
I got 0.91 as well.
Now do it one more time and see if you get the same thing. 20,346 divided by 22,359.
I got 0.9.
I got 0.9.
0.9. 9099. Is that what you guys got?
Yeah, it's basically rounded. It's basically 91.
Yeah, if we round up, that's 0.91. Okay, so we can pretty much assume that it's going to be doing the same thing every time, right? Now, since that's what you got by dividing,
Microphone got locked for me or something.
that's just telling me the number that gets multiplied from one to the next. So you can try this out on your own now just to double check. What's 27?
I can't hear Miss Lopez.
Uh-oh. What's 27,000 times that number, 0.91? Do you get the right thing? $27,000 times 0.91. Does that work out? Yeah, we get 24,570. So I know that this is good. This is my rate times 0.91 every single time. Quick question, Perla? Go ahead.
Okay, so the percent would be 91, right? Because I'm thinking for some reason, oh, I forgot, but when you do 1, minus the number they give you, and then you get the percent. It would be 91% though, right? Not 9%.
So this is 91%. You're correct in that, but you're kind of reminding me of what we actually need to do. Because what we actually need is the percent of depreciation, not appreciation, but depreciation. So that's basically asking how much is being taken away each time. Now, let me bring this to light. Like, this is what I mean. Remember that this whole thing, right? We're depreciating, so it's 1 minus r to the power of t. That's like the basic form. Let's fill in our blanks. What is a? What is a?
One? No, never mind.
Emily's got it. That's 27,000. Because remember, a is your what? A is the
It's the starting rate.
starting amount. It's where you begin, otherwise known as the y-intercept. So
Yeah.
a is 27,000. Now I need to do 1 minus r. But I know from what I got in the table that 1 minus r equals 0.91. Because that's what I ended up doing, right? I had to multiply times 0.91 each time. So 0.91 is not my rate. How do I figure out the rate, the r? Because that's what I'm looking for.
I'm back.
Okay, good, Alejandro.
And I'm very confused since I did not look, so.
It's okay. So basically what I was explaining is that 0.91 is not the rate, okay? That's not the depreciation rate. The depreciation rate is what you get when you take 1 minus r. So I'm trying to figure out what is the value of r. If
So
1
it
minus
is
r,
9.09.
Point-
Jalen. Oh my god.
0.09. Yeah, so r, how did you get that?
You can do it like basically the other way around. So like
Mhm.
1 minus 0.91. I just think
Yeah.
of it as the fact family, like they taught us in third grade.
Exactly. So that gives you 0.09, which is, we need the percent. So 0.09 as a percentage is
9%.
9%. So it's going down by 9% every time. Kind of a, you have
Hey,
to make sure that you're thinking of the right thing. Also, think about it this way.
I have
Does- Can I just finish my thought?
yes,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
You're good. Think about it this way. 91 is a big number. 91% is a big number. Does it make sense for the car to be depreciating by 91% every year?
No.
No.
That doesn't make sense, right? That would be like if it was just like complete trash. Like
Wait.
it was like really bad car.
Wait. I like how current math problems make sense, but how back then, in like fourth grade, a guy would buy like 99 watermelons for fun.
That's true. The scenarios they come up with are silly a lot of times. This one makes sense. This one's like pretty normal, but sometimes it's like, what? Okay. Let me see how many we have left. About 6 more. 6 more to go. I think we got this, guys. Let's do it. Do you think we can finish all 6?
Yes, we are going to speed these.
All right. These are easy. The first 5 terms of an arithmetic sequence are 5, 11, 17, 23, 29. Okay. And then what is the rule for this sequence? So sequences, it's been a while since we've learned these, and we definitely have not reviewed them, which is fine. But this is how we always work with sequences. Ready? You have this list of numbers. It's a beautiful, nice little list. Here's what we're gonna do with it. I'm gonna put it in a table.
They're all odd numbers. They don't matter.
We're gonna put them in a table. Where the top is my, sorry, not my x, but my n, and the bottom is a of n. So all my n's are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's always going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I figure out if I take one example, for example, 2 and 11. If I plug in n, my goal is to get the right answer. I should get 11. So for example, I'm going to test out example A. If I plug in 2 plus 6 gives me 8, which is not 11. So this one's out. And I'm just going to go down the line. I'm going to plug in 2 for this one. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9, which is not 11 either. So that one's out as well. Now I check the third one. 5 times 2 is 10, and 10 plus 6, 16. Nope. And it looks like it's going to be D, right? 6 times 2 is 12. 12 minus 1 is 11. Good. That's how we do it.
I have a question about Daniel. Whatever happened to him? It's not in spamming or stuff.
Can you make it really quick? Because we really want to finish all the questions.
Yeah, that's just my question. Whatever happened to him?
He's here. He's just not participating very much recently.
Daniel Suston.
All right, here's another one. We're going to do the same exact thing. Y'all ready? I take my sequence. I put it into a table. 2, 8, 18, 32, 50. What goes on the top row?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I had something in my mouth.
I pick any point ever, any point at all. I'll pick this one. Plug in a 3, and you should get 18. Whichever one gives you 18 is the correct answer. So look through them. If you have the answer, let me know. Tyrone, stop annoying Perla. If I hear one more complaint, I'm calling home. All right, C, let's check. 2n squared. 2 times 3 squared. What's 3 squared? 3 times 3 is 9. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. There you go. Perla's not a snitch. Perla is asserting her personal space and is letting me know that it is being bothered.
Miss, don't worry. Jalen's already on my bad side. Don't worry.
Jalen, you're next.
I'm a blackmail. I'm a blackmail Jalen. So, yeah, Jalen.
Any questions on how to figure out the correct rule for the sequence? Easy stuff. Easy stuff. This is like one of the first things you guys learned in algebra. Okie dokes, here we go. This one is another sequence, but it's a word problem. So would anyone like to read it?
Jalen would like to read it. Go ahead, Jalen. Go read.
Wait, I want to read it.
Go ahead.
The question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can I just do it and read it in a weird way?
No, I needed it. I'm sorry. We are trying to speed through these, so read it quickly.
If a farmer has a crop of 2,000 orange trees because it's rich probably at the beginning of the year. Each year the farmer plants to plant 250 new trees because it's rich, assuming all the trees from one year live into the next. Which explicit formula below can determine the total number of orange trees AN on this farm at the end of the nth year.
The way you just completely quit the voice after 3/4 of the way through. Incredible. All right. Thank you, Alejandro. A farmer has a crop. Okay, so he starts with how many? starts with 2,000. And what happens every year?
They plant 250 trees.
250 new trees. Okay. So even though I don't have a sequence written down in front of me, I can make one. So my first one is I start with 2,000. That's year 1. How many does he have in year 2? 2,250. You keep adding 250. So again, it just keeps growing. Okay, so that's the pattern. And now same idea, you're going to plug in one of these into each answer choice to figure out the right one. So which one should I plug in?
4.
4? Okay. And Tyrone says to plug it into D. Okay, let's do it. So this is 2250 plus 250 times 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. So this is 2250 plus 250 times 5. What's 250 times 5?
1,250.
It would be 1,000. Wait, 250 times 5 is one. You said 1,250?
Yes,
Yeah.
meaning that it's 3,500 if I'm correct.
Yeah. Which gives us 3,500. So that doesn't match up. D is not correct. Everyone pick one to plug it into. A, B, or C, your choice. Plug it into one on your own, and then let's see who gets it right. Who picks the right one? Emily says B. Let's check it out. Okay, plugging it into B. 2,000
I agree with Emily.
plus 250 times 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. What's 250 times 3?
Yeah.
What's 250 times
750.
750. 2,000 plus 750, that's
200.
2.
That's obvious.
Yeah, so that is it. B is correct. It's always going to be that same strategy, guys. That's why I left these for last, because they're pretty easy. Pretty easy. Alrighty, let's see what this one's all about. Anyone wants to read this one? No? It's okay, I can read. I don't mind reading, honestly. I kind of like it. All right.
Wait, can I?
Oh, you can read. Okay, go for it.
Okay. Again, I'm gonna do entertainment. A ball is dropped out the window of a building. Because someone dropped it, I guess. The ball's height in feet can be represented by the function ht equals -16t squared plus 48, whereas t is t equals time in seconds. If the height is if the height of at which the ball is dropped is increased by 20 feet, what is the result function?
I feel so bad for Eric, who's going to watch this YouTube video later on today, and he's going to be so confused.
Miss, we have to give him a 10 for entertainment, though. Like,
That's true. It is very entertaining. Okay. We can't be all serious in this class, you know?
Someone dropped the ball.
Okay, so if the height at which the ball is dropped is increased by 20 feet, let's put that into mathematical terms. If the height, what is that value on a graph, the height at which the ball is dropped?
increased by 20 feet, so maybe. And t equals 7 seconds, so. Um,
Wait, miss, can you repeat that? I just got confused.
Sure. So it's asking us if the height at which the ball is dropped is increased by 20 feet, what is the new function? Well, the height at which the ball is dropped corresponds to something on the graph of that function. What is that corresponding to?
The y-intercept?
Yeah, that would be my y-intercept. Because that's where the ball gets dropped. We know that that's the y-intercept. Well, what is the y-intercept originally? Where does the y-intercept begin? At 48, yeah. My original function is h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 48. So originally, he's dropping that ball from this height, 48 feet. And the ball is going to go like that. Well, now we're increasing it by 20 feet, so what's the new height of the ball? What's the new height?
$68.
68, yeah, because it's starting 20 feet higher, but it's still going to do the same thing. It's still
Miss,
just going to
I
fall.
am so dumb. I thought that from 48 they were gonna like drop it to 68. That doesn't make sense. I thought they threw it up and then it was gonna go down.
No, it's just that the height is higher. So instead of throwing it off the second floor, he decided to throw it off the 5th floor or something. So what's my answer?
wow, he doesn't know how to throw. Look
B?
at him.
B is
Look,
my answer.
look at him. When he throws a football, it just goes down. It doesn't even go up a bit.
How
Wow.
do we know? Wait, that's a really good point though. How do I know that he's not throwing it up?
Because it says dropped.
It says the word dropped, but based on the
He fumbled the ball and it fell down.
hold on, based on my equation, there's something missing from this equation. What's missing? Okay, good. The negative says it's going down. That's correct. But what's missing from this equation? This is a quadratic equation, but it's missing something. It looks a little short to me. What is it missing? It actually has the last number. It has the first number and the last number. So it's missing that middle term. You know how usually this is going to be ax squared plus bx plus c? It's missing the b term. And the b is how you get your vertex, remember, because vertex is negative b over 2a. So since it's missing that number, well, it's not missing, it's just that there's a 0 there, 0x. My vertex is always, it's going to be 0 over 2 times negative 16, which is just 0. So the vertex is at the 0. It's at the tippity top on the y-axis. Alrighty. Almost there. These are pretty easy as well. I'm going to read it because I want to read it quickly, okay? A company produces X units of a product per month, where C of X represents the total cost. I'm going to highlight some things. And R of X represents the total revenue for a month. The functions are modeled by C of X equals 300X plus 250, and R of X equals negative 0.5x squared plus 800x minus 100. The profit is the difference between the revenue and the cost. Okay, so here's a new thing. The profit is the difference between the revenue and the cost. So you're subtracting them. what is the total profit for the month? So this is telling me that the profit is R of X minus, oh, I did that backwards. R is green, right? So I'm doing R of X minus C of X. So I'm subtracting these two functions. Well, I know that R of X is negative 0.5x squared plus 800x minus 100. And from there, I'm subtracting C of X, which is 300x plus 250. So all I'm really doing here is subtracting. I'm subtracting, which means I'm going to need to combine like terms, which means I can do a couple of things. Now, since I'm subtracting, what should I do with that negative? What should I do with that negative symbol? I have some, I put parentheses there for a reason.
Distribute it.
I'm distributing it. So really I have negative 0.5x squared plus 800x minus 100 minus 300x minus 250. Now I need to put everything together. Now I need to put everything together. So what do I combine? What can I combine?
We can combine negative 100 and negative 250 and 800x and negative 300x, which we would basically just be subtracting it, kind of.
Good. Beautiful. Okay, so let's combine like terms. So I'm left with negative 0.5x squared was 800 minus 300. 500. And then negative 100 minus 250. Negative 350. That's it. So answer choice B. So it's not really, it wasn't really a hard problem. It's just you kind of had to understand what it was asking for, okay? You might see one like this. You might see just one question like this out of all of them because it's not a very popular standard, but I wanted to prepare you for it in case you do see it, okay? Any questions on this one?
No, mute me if you want. Come on, it's only gonna work if you mute me.
All right, that leads us to our last one. There are 1,024 players in a tennis tournament. In each round, half the players are eliminated. Which function can be used to find the number of players remaining in the tournament at the end of X rounds? Okay, this was pretty cool. So we start with 1,024, and each round, half of the players are eliminated. So I'm going to make a little table. So in the first round, in the very beginning, there's 1,024. Second round, like Tyrone says, there's 512. Third round, how many? 256. Let's do one more. Fourth round. 128. Beautiful. Okay, cool. And it's so on and so forth. Now the question is, which of these functions can be used? So name some strategies for me. What can I possibly do to find the correct function? There's a couple of different ways to do this.
You asked what can we do, right, Miss? So I have an idea.
Go for it. What is it?
So, okay, I think we can cross two answers out.
Okay.
Because it seems like it's decreasing, and A and C look like C looks like it says it's increasing 5%, and A says it's increasing 50%, and
Good.
obviously that's not it.
Beautiful. Good job. You can definitely eliminate those two since we know it's decreasing. All right, and from here, what can I do?
Find the rate of depreciation.
Good. And Tyrone actually gave me the other answer I was looking for. You can do two things. You can plug it in. So let's say I just pick this one, I plug that in and see which one matches. Or you can actually look for this rate by dividing and figuring out which rate is correct. Well, either way works. So I'll do Tyrone's really quickly. If I plug in 2 into answer choice B, that's going to be 1024 times 0.5 to the power of, or 0.50 to the power of 2. I got to do that first. Okay, so 0.50 to the power of 2, what does that give me? Zero 0.5 times 0.5. 0.50 to the power of 2 is 0.25. Good. 25, my bad. And then what's 0.25 times 1,200 or 1,024? 256. Is that what we wanted?
Yes.
Wait, is it 256? Yeah, it is 256. Oh, I know what I made. I made a little tiny mistake. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I got 25,600.
I just realized I had the wrong. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, but really it should be 0, 1, 2, 3. That was my bad, guys. So did we get the right answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 256, which is what we wanted.
Yay.
Exactly. Now, the other way to think about it, which is kind of what Perla was saying, is that we know that half of them are taken away each round. So this is 0.5. 0.5, 0.5. So that's the other way to know that it was B. Good, we finished all of them. Don't forget to
Yay.
complete your homework tonight. Alrighty, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for topic 3. We're almost there. We're so close.
Yay.
You guys are killing it. Good job today. And good job, Alejandro. I was very happy to hear from you. I want to keep that up.
Bye,
Okay?
Miss.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Emily. I know. I'm
I'm
sorry.
officially disappearing now. Oh
Alrighty.
no.
Bye, everybody.